If you're someone that has a lot of bonus bets and you're looking for a way to convert them quickly with a good retention rate and good account sustainability, then the combo cover tool is going to be of interest to you. Combo cover works by using the bonus bets to cover all the potential variations of a multi. You can do this with 2-leg, 3-leg or 4-leg multis. The more legs you include, the higher your expected return should be. In this example, I'm going to use a 3-leg multi, and you can see that I've got 4 bookmakers selected. The assumption here is that I have a SNR bonus bet to use with each of these bookies. We do have a default stake, it's set to 50. You can override this either here or later on in the process. So let's find some markets. The markets that we use for combo cover are ones that are essentially a coin toss. We're looking for markets where both sides are odds of 1.85 or higher, and the best ones usually 1.9 or higher. This number, the blue number, the first one, shows you the average odds we can get on the different selections within this multi across the selected bookies. Obviously higher is better. And the other blue number is the delta. This is the difference available in the odds. So when the delta is 0.00, it means that all of the bookies are essentially pricing this market at 50-50. They're either 1.9, 1.9, some of them might be 1.91, 1.91, but they're pricing it evenly on both sides. When the delta isn't 0, it means that there's a little bit of variation. So you can see here that on at least one bookie, we can get 1.95 on Hawthorn. So let's take a couple of these selections and look at what we have to do. With a 3-leg multi, there are 8 possible combinations. If we want to cover every possible combination and make sure that we are guaranteed a return, we would have to place 8 bets. As I mentioned, I've only got 4 bookies selected here, but we can still make this work. So the bookies list shows you the best possible odds for each combination, but you can switch between the different bookies depending on what you need to do to get the best coverage for you. So I'm just going to pick the default ones here. So we'll take Sportsbet for the first combination, and you can see that once I select Sportsbet here, it gets crossed out as an option for the other ones because I only have one Sportsbet bonus available. For the next one, I've got 3 bookies all offering the same odds, and you can see that Tab is currently the best odds, or equal best odds, on all of these different selections. Here I'm just going to take Ladbrokes, and then we'll take Tab on the next one, and we can take Bet Deluxe for the final one. And that's all the 4 bonus bets that I have used, so it's greying out the rest of the combinations. You can see that if one of these 4 comes in, I've got a return somewhere between $292 and $300, and that gives me an expected return on my $200 worth of bonus bets of $147.60, which is a 73.8% return. I do have a 50% chance of returning 0, but the expected return is the more important number, and if you're comfortable with variance, then this approach is going to suit you very well. If you're less comfortable with variance, you're going to want to cover all 8 of the potential outcomes, and you can do that by either selecting more bookies, assuming that you do have bonus bets with them, or you can cover more than one combination per bookie. Normally we wouldn't recommend placing opposing bets at the same bookie, but when you're only covering 2 out of 8 possible combinations, it's less of an issue. So we'll go through this process again and we'll cover all 8. Sometimes you do have to play around with it just to make sure that you can cover all 8. So obviously Ladbrokes isn't an option here, and I'll explain why that is in a second. So let's find a bet that we can swap out for Ladbrokes. Here we go. So we'll take Ladbrokes here, and that allows us to take Bet Deluxe at the bottom. So now we've got a minimum return of $283.92 and an expected return of $292.95, expected return of 73.2%, and we are guaranteed to get, what's that going to be, 72.5, whatever it is. We do have a max return of 585, and you might have noticed that the highest return for any individual leg is 301.97, but the reason that our max return is higher is because it's possible to get middles with this approach as well. So using this one as an example, you can see that for the first leg of the multi, we've got Hawthorn minus 20.5 here, but the other multi that corresponds with it, and by that I mean the other 2 legs are identical. The first leg, we've got GWS plus 21.5. So in this case, if we win the second and third leg, and for the first leg, Hawthorn win by exactly 21 points. We're actually going to win 2 out of the 8 multis and get a return that's up around this 585 number. So that's unlikely to happen. It's a very small possibility, but it is an extra bonus when using this approach that we can hit these middles. The more important number is this 73.2%. With horsepower, you might be able to get 80%, but you do have to be active when the races are happening and quick to react when those odds move. With this approach, you're going to get a number like this anytime you log in and use the tool, potentially even higher than this. And not only that, but rather than just turning over one bonus at 80%, you're turning over $400 worth of bonuses in the space of a couple of minutes. So as I said at the start, this tool is going to be of specific interest to people who have a high volume of bonus bets. If you've got a low volume of bonus bets and you've got the time to turn them over on horsepower, then that might suit you better. But for a certain type of user, this is going to be very appealing. Also, as I said earlier, for sustainability purposes, converting bonus bets on multis is going to seem more like mug punter behaviour to the bookie than converting on high odds horse racing bets. If I switch over to the 4-leg version of this, just for a quick example, I'll pick at random here. We're now up to 16 possible combos. There's going to be a lot to cover, but it is probably going to be more suited to the kind of user who's comfortable with a bit of variance. Because what you would do in this situation, let's just put these back down to 1, is you maybe only cover 4 out of the possible 16 variations. But in doing that, we've boosted our expected return to 75.7. So we were on 73.2 on the last one. We've added 2.5%, but we are having to accept some variation on that. Obviously, we could try and cover all 16. That would bring that expected return down a little bit, but logistically it's quite difficult. So you can use this tool however suits you, but if you've got a lot of bonuses and you're looking to turn them over quickly, it's going to be something of interest to you. So check it out and let us know what you think.